yodeled. Come on. Come.
She's ready to go to work.
Ready?
She's ready. Off to work with Dad, her favorite thing.
Come on, baby.
Have a good day. Schmuppy, you're with me, puppers. Come here, pug boy. Come here, what a good boy. That's my pug dog. That's my pug dog. Come on, Schmuppy, let's go. Hello, everyone. Jumping right into a new vlog here. Hello, happy Friday. Happy Friday the 13th. I need to get my butt in gear here. I am running a tad bit behind. Hello, happy Friday the 13th. As you know, on Fridays, I have my little art class, art group sesh. So I've got my bag packed here and I'm ready to get going. So I'm gonna go head there now and I will check in with you afterwards. Hello, many hours later. I got really distracted. I had my little art group this morning, which was so great. It's just been really fun having this just like weekly routine. And I've been doing this for a while because I was in that drawing group at that gallery for, you know, over a year. But this is just different because it's a smaller group of people and I feel like we're actually becoming like little art friends and it's just really fun to like get to know people and like, you know, just have friendships, new friendships as an adult because it can be very challenging, I think, making new friends like as a grown-up. I just really enjoy it and it's such a chill space as well and it's just a good time. So there wasn't really any like prompt or anything for today's session. It was more just kind of an open-ended kind of thing. A lot of people had kind of new supplies and stuff that they were playing with, so that was kind of like the thing, like just bring something new that you haven't played with or used to give a whirl. So it's funny, what I ended up doing was that I have a box in my closet here that's just full of art supplies that have been like sent to me from art companies. Yeah, it's mostly stuff that's been sent to me that I just haven't opened or like haven't had a chance to try. So I was like, oh, I'll just take one of the things out of that box. It's like a treasure chest of mystery. And that's what I brought with me. And my plan was that I would make a swatch page basically. And this is something that I like to do a lot, is that if I get a new supply of some sort, I'll do swatches, but I'll do them a little bit more creatively, where I will draw something, whether it's like a little doodle or a shape, and I'll repeat that over and over again so that I'm coloring something sort of specific rather than just doing square swatches. I've done that on a Patreon sketchbook club thing. Let me show you. Where is that sketchbook? Where is that sketchbook? Ah, it's over here. This is reminding me I need to film this video as well. But there's a good example of it in here. I did it for a video for Patreon. But like these were some new handmade watercolors that I had received. So I wanted to test them out. So I doodled this little skull guy and then just repeated the image and then, you know, added in the color from there. So it's just a fun, like different way to swatch kind of your materials. So that's what I kind of was working on. I have this one piece of hair that's just sticking up and being a punk. I don't know if you'll be able to see it because I did it in pencil. No, I don't think you're gonna be able to see it. So I'll show you, I'll do a close-up. Yeah, you're not gonna be able to see that. I'll show you a close-up in a minute, but I did these little, like the Snow White poison apples. I thought that that would be kind of fun to use as my swatch shape. And then I dug into my art supply box and pulled out these Arteza 40 set of acrylic markers, which I think is the same acrylic marker that I got out of the Advent box. I think it's the same. I'm pretty sure. The cap looks like it's the same. It is. I didn't even realize when I opened this out of the Advent that I had the entire set sitting in a box in my closet. I think that's what I want to do, is that I spent that time during the art class to draw all 40 little apples out, so I have them all sketched out. So I thought it might be fun to go ahead and swatch the different colors on my spread and see how it works and see if I like it. I'm also at my desk at the moment. I'm in the middle of wrapping up a Disneyland sketchbook video that I am also filming for Patreon at this current moment, so I need to finish filming that really quickly. Also, shout out to my new art friend, Natalie, who grabbed this little wooden cradle for me, which was really sweet of her. She surprised me today in class. It was really sweet, for my dollhouse. So I'm gonna have to add this to my little dollhouse additions there. So fun, love this. But yeah, I need to quickly just knock out this video, and then I thought I would switch gears and do the swatching of the markers. Again, they sent this to me a really long time ago. Not sponsored, obviously, but I thought that this would be the perfect thing to sort of swatch and give a whirl because I got that one out of the Advent. Like, who would have thought? So there's some fun looking colors in here
that I'm intrigued about. And I think they're literally the same tip and everything because it's the same size and same cap. But let me show you. Let me see if you can even see it in here. It's a little challenging to see my swatch design because I already sketched them all and then I lightened my lines already. But I have a full 2 pages of these. So it's really, really light. Again, I've already taken my kneaded eraser to it, but I did 40 little poison apples. And I thought that I would do like the liquid poison part in the acrylic paint pen, and we'll see how that kind of looks. The rest of it, I'll either add watercolor or I'll just leave it blank. I haven't entirely decided yet. Or maybe I'll just leave it white and then maybe color the background like a solid black or something. That could be interesting. I don't know yet, but I think it will make for an interesting kind of swatch page. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so as you can see, I have filled in all of my little poison apples here with these Arteza acrylic markers. I have thoughts. Is it the best acrylic paint pen acrylic marker? No. And I think the thing for me is the nibs on them are really strange. Let me back up and just say some of my pros, I guess. The pro is that it is nice when they come out of the box. They sort of click into this little base here, so you can actually keep them organized. And they come in the color arrangement seen on the back of the box here. So like that is kind of nice. Like it is somewhat organized. The other thing is that they're easy to start. You know, it's kind of like a classic paint pen where you shake and pump it and the ink comes out. They start very easy. So that's really nice. I didn't have any explosions. The ink came literally probably within like 2 or 3 pumps or so for the most part, and it worked out pretty decent. Obviously a fun range of colors is nice. This could be more fun, I think, maybe. I'm just thinking about how and when I would actually use these, probably 2 different ways. Number 1 is gonna be with mixed media stuff. Like I really liked just the black, just the straight up black, and with the particular nib on these, I think it would be better when it's needing to be layered up on top of a lot of stuff. I don't think it's a marker that I would grab to use in like my illustrations because of the nib. So that leads me to kind of the other con on this. It's very much a plastic nib, and what's interesting about it is that it's got like little slices in it, and that's sort of where the ink comes out. So when I'm just sort of drawing with it this way, it really, your paper takes a beating. And this is the Moleskine Art Collection paper. So, you know, I can do a lot on this, but it really scratched up this paper pretty bad, which Poscas do too, but especially with the plastic nib, it was really brutal. So that's where I think it would be better in like a mixed media context. If it's on top of stuff, I think would be better. I did find that when I turned the pen sort of sideways, Roman just got home outside. You're gonna hear lots of noise. When I do turn my pen sort of sideways and go like this, when it's sort of just more flat against my page, I was able to get sort of a smoother application, but you can just even see on here, it's like scratchy and was kind of rough to get on. The fluorescents are really fun. I feel like I would maybe use these in my planner journal. So I feel like I would use a couple of these colors that I liked in my art journaling on top of stuff, or I would maybe use some of the fluorescents in my Hobonichi, which I think could be kind of fun. So the metallics were absolute trash. Absolute trash. Do not recommend in that regard. But again, classic Arteza though, you kind of have to commit to the whole set. So it is what it is. But you can see even just on my little swatch page over here, this was just me like getting the marker started on this before I switched into this. It didn't take much to kind of get the marker going. So I don't know. I have very mixed feelings about these. Would I go out and buy this entire set myself? Probably not. But I will probably pick and choose a couple of colors that I will integrate into my stash. Again, more for art journaling, I think. And fluorescents for planner journaling, because I think that would be kind of fun. Hi there. Hello. It has actually been days later. I didn't do much vlogging over the weekend because I just was enjoying my weekend. I was reading and started a plethora of Halloween projects. My house is a nightmare and a graveyard of cardboard. Where do I even start? We've got a pile of cardboard here, another pile over here, because I started working on Roman's Halloween costume. So I thought I would take a minute to just sort of update you on the costume and then on a second project, Halloween project that I have started. Is this the most flattering angle? Probably not, but we're gonna do it anyways. Roman is very into Transformers and he wanted to be a Transformer this year. Specifically, he wanted to be a jet because the Transformer jets are bad guys. He wanted to be Thundercracker. So I had to do some research to figure out how I was going to assemble this. And I also needed it to be practical for a 4-year-old to wear and trick or treat in and romp around and all that stuff. Let me show you where it's at as of right now. So he's basically a giant airplane. Here's the back of it, which again, this is entirely just out of cardboard and duct tape. And then here's the front that I have rigged up to be like a little backpack. So he literally wears it like a backpack. And then he's got some little like robot details in the front. And then he looks like a little jet. So it's coming along. This was my main project for the weekend. As you can see, I've used a lot of cardboard and duct tape to make this happen. Something else, the last little piece that's gonna be added onto this are some blasters, rockets, what have you. So those will be added to the outside here, but I think I'm gonna paint these separately, along with painting this sort of separately too. So I'm in a bit of a holding pattern with this at this current moment. I might make one little like headpiece to add to it, but I'm kind of in a holding pattern until the remainder of my materials arrive. I have a lot of spray paint that I've ordered, and more specifically what I'm waiting on is the spray paint. I have ordered a bunch of spray paint that just will make my life a lot easier versus like painting it with a brush. So what will have to happen is I need to sort of clean up the tape a little bit, put some cleaner tape on it, or even cover it with masking tape so that it's ready for sort of spray painting. But for the most part, it just needs to be painted and it's very close to being done. Problem solving this was quite the challenge, and probably another reason why I didn't film either, because it just, when I'm doing projects like this, it can be really challenging because I'm problem solving. I'm trying to figure it out. And especially with this, every like 5 to 10 minutes, I was constantly like, Rome, come here. Let me put this on you. Rome, let me see how this is. Let me see how this is. So it was a lot of like, put this on, take this off, stand here, lean over here. Is this gonna fit here? But I'm really happy with the progress on it. And you know, it looks like a plane, which is what I was going for. What's very cute about it is that he wears it like a backpack. He loves it. He keeps asking me to put it on. It's adorable. And then when he transforms, he just sort of like gets down on all fours and then just looks like an airplane. That's the extent of the transforming that's gonna happen with that costume. But I do think the paint is what's going to make it. So I'm looking forward to painting it. The second project, we're gonna move to the studio here. The second Halloween project that I'm working on is a painted pumpkin. Roman's classroom has a thing where each parent, I don't think it's the kids, they literally say like parents paint a pumpkin and bring it in. Each parent brings in a pumpkin for their kid. Each class has a different theme. So last year the theme was Hocus Pocus. So I did like a Binks cat with glitter and a spell book and all sorts of fun stuff. This year the theme is Mario. So I really want to do a big Bowser, and I've picked out a ginormous pumpkin. Of course, Dante is chewing his toys in here. I got a giant pumpkin last weekend for Bowser, and what I started over this past weekend was just, I couldn't remember what I did last year. Whether I just did a coat of white spray paint or if I used my clear spray paint that I have. It's like a I want to call it like a ground, like an acrylic ground, but it's really not. I don't know what it is. It's not a fixative either. It's just like a clear acrylic spray. I couldn't remember which one I used because if you've ever painted on a pumpkin before, it's very challenging because the paint has nothing to absorb into. So it really just slicks right off. And you really need, if you're gonna like properly paint it out, which again, I did this last year, so I know what I'm talking about. It needs some sort of base coat, whether it's just a primer or a clear primer. But I couldn't remember what I did last year. So over the weekend, I did a little mini test pumpkin. We have a primer on one side, and then I have just a clear acrylic spray on the other. That little divot was there previously, so I don't know what's going on with that. This is my little test pumpkin. So starting tomorrow, I will begin working on the larger pumpkin because it is gonna take me a couple of days. The Hocus Pocus pumpkin last year, I think took me like 9 hours and I did it in like a day. This pumpkin that I have this year is like 3 times the size and I really wanna go all out in painting him. So I need to pin this down so that I can primer it and prepare, you know, and prep my pumpkin tomorrow. That's what's going on here. Also to note, the painted pumpkin thing, last year it was not a contest. The only contest last year was the trunk or treat, which I won. If you can't tell, I'm very competitive. But this year, there's a trunk or treat contest. We'll talk about that in another video. And the pumpkins this year is a contest. So I'm out for blood. I'm out for blood here. And yeah, so I really want to try to get this done. Another big motivator for trying to get a lot of these Halloween projects done is that this weekend is like my birthday weekend. My birthday is this upcoming Monday. I want to be able to enjoy this weekend. I really want a weekend of like reading and like getting new books for myself and just like hanging out and not be stressing over Halloween projects. So I really want to try to take this upcoming week and make a dent in all these projects. Roman's costume, the painted pumpkin, and maybe starting trunk or treat. That is the goal. Needless to say, I mean, my Occupied Oracle project, what's that? What's that? Haven't worked on it at all because I've just been too busy doing all these other things. I'm doing creative projects, just not the project that I said I was going to be working on. That all said, I'm gonna wrap up this vlog here because I have filmed it in weird days and it's throwing my brain off. So I need to start tomorrow with like a fresh vlog where we'll be probably doing some painting. I see a lot of painting in my future here. But anywho, thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying all the extra content, the Vlogtober vlogs. If you liked it, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below. Subscribe if you're new. You know all the things. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Bye.